Hey everybody, Maria here. Hope you guys are doing great. So today is week 2. I'm a little late, but I'm still in time. The Full Depth Challenge 4 for 2026. The prompts are birds, fibers, gold, stencil with texture paste, black splatter, butterfly, and orange. I am going to use everything but butterfly and orange, and I have most of my supplies out because what I did is I made a bigger card already, and I'm just going to basically copy it, but I'm not going to show you yet. Anyhow, last week, I made this one on camera, and then this is my duplicate in a bigger size. Okay, and so these are going to be the ones that I keep the whole year, and I'm going to actually use these in journals and stuff. So you can write on this, and sometimes I might cover the other side with a paper, and you can journal on that, and then show some of the cards. So I don't have a set decision yet. So anywho, okay, so this time, here we go. That's our back. I covered it with the water weight tissue, so you can write on that. We are going to start with this. Got our supplies. I think I still need to get my black spray so I can do my black splatters. And let's see, I'm going to do where I get some of the, that's my eyelet. I need the other, oh, there it is. There's the other piece of the eyelet. Okay. And I want to get some of this. I wanted some of the writing too. And I do have this, so I can put some at the bottom. Yeah, so let's get this here first. So I'm gonna cover the card with this. This is Oohoo. This is the blue Oohoo. I just find it's what works best for me. I think a wet glue stick, a lot of it depends on the climate you are in. Okay. Yep, see, I didn't get up there in the top. You really want to make sure you're not stingy with your glue. Go maybe there. Okay. And then I'm going to, where is my phone folder? There we go. You can always add more glue for the parts that are sticking up after. Do that. Okay, put that to the side, and then we'll cut that apart. Let's see, where's my scissors? There we go. So I don't know if I already said, but I hope you guys are doing great. I already got to jump on number 3 soon. You can also just use a corner rounder on the corners if you want. And I'm going to use the Tim Holtz. This has got razors in it, so you can just scrunch it up a pinch. I need a new one because mine's getting dull in some of them, and a lot of them because I've had it for a long time. All right, so I'm debating if I want to add more of this. Actually, I do. I think I do, but I want to make that a little more. There we go. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to put that there. All right, let's go ahead and do that. I like to get the bigger Oohoo sticks. They last longer, and then they're easier for me to hold because they're bigger. Okay, we need a little glue in that corner there. All right, Peachy Keen Jelly Bean. See how we're looking. Not bad. Okay. What is next? I think next we're gonna go ahead and do our crackle paste, texture paste. Sorry, it is a texture crackle paste. This is Tim Holtz crackle paste. Okay, and this is the stencil. I don't know what brand it is. I got it at Michael's 100 years ago. Okay. So let's do that. And then I'm gonna dry it off camera because the sound is loud. Okay, so I think the thinner you make it, the more the crackle comes out, but on my other card, you could see some of the crackle, but I didn't make it thin enough. So we're just gonna do that. Okay. This is very, very liquidy. It's nice. It's a good texture paste. I like that you don't have to do layer upon layer. Okay, and I need a wet one. Sorry, I want to just at least take the first layer off before I go to the sink after this. Okay, great. Because you know texture paste will mess up your stencils. Okay, there we go. And let's see here. Now I will be right back. I'm going to dry this and I'll be right back. All right, it's not completely dry, but it's dry enough, and you can see some of the crackles starting to come in through here if it'll focus. So, okay, next we are going to... Got some water and a paintbrush, and I've got some Color Burst powder. This one is Phthalo Green. And just pull this off. And I'm just gonna try not to be crazy with it, because you guys know a little bit goes a long way with this stuff. Probably way more than I need. And I need my water bottle. Okay. It's a nice color. Okay. I think I used too much water, but c'est la vie. I am going to actually grab a paper towel and sop some of that up. Okay, and then I'm going to dry that and I'll be right back. All right, I should have already done my black splatter, but I forgot. So I want to get on there though before I do my bird, because I don't want it all over my bird. So I'm grabbing my black Distress Spray, and I'm just going to do a little right there. And I'm going to add some water. Do some of that. Okay, and then let's see, maybe I'll just take that, do that, save that for something else because we can totally reuse that. Okay, put that to the side. Get my napkin that I had. All right, so let us, maybe I'm gonna dry it a pinch. All right, and then I'm gonna dry this and I'll be right back. All right, I want this to have a little more layering to it, so I'm gonna add a little frame around it with the walnut stain oxide around the edges. It's gonna get covered with gold, but it still gives it a little bit of a frame. Okay, and then my bird's gonna get the same thing, just a wee bit. Okay, then the next thing is to add the eyelet. So I'm gonna put a punch right here. Oh, it's stuck. Why is it stuck there? Let's see here. There we go. that top corner. Okay. There we go. Okay, so, you know what? Actually, these eyelets are a touch bigger, so I'm going to make the hole just a teeny bit bigger. Okay. I do have a hand punch, like one that you bang, that you can do it with, and I am going to bang to set this hole, but it's easier to just punch the initial hole with a Crop-A-Dile, and I'm just distressing some of the texture paste a little more. Okay. Then I got my fibers here, so 1, 2, 3. Where I had a third. I thought I had a third. Let me look at my basket over here. It's not here. Could have sworn I had a third. Okay, that's fine. I will just double up on this one. And grab this, and we're gonna feed these through the hole. And then going to put the eyelet through. Okay, so that's going to hold those, and then I'm going to set the backing on it, so like that. Then the tools I have. So I'm grabbing everything and making a mess. Pardon. Okay, so this is the setter. Goes like that. You put the eyelet itself on top, then you put the setting tool on top, and then you bang. So I'll be right back. And there we go, it's set. And you can keep as much as you want on the back or not. I'm gonna keep some, but not that much, I don't think. And let's put this away. All right, definitely not that much on the front. Okay, this is definitely a well-loved card. Okay, let's see here. Next is our bird. So let's do this. This is Gilding Wax, PBO, or PBO, however you want to say it. This lasts for a very long time. And I love the smell of it. Okay, so I'm just going to get some of that. And I'm going to put some on the bird. Oh, that was way too much on that part. Oh, well. Really going to need to wash my hands after this. And some around the edges here. Okay, there's that. And get my wipey here. Yeah, my hands are an absolute train wreck. I need to buy some of that lotion that makes it like gloves that you can just wash off when you're done. Okay. I'm just cheap and I like to spend all my stuff on scrapbook supplies. Okay, and let's glue our bird on. So we're going to use our glitter glue. You know what? Actually, I want to rub that in a little bit. When you rub it, it sets nice. Okay. It does take a little bit of it off, but it sets nice. And I'm going to be generous because it's going over lots of layers and it's just on a 24-pound printer paper. Let's see here, put him about there. Now, if you wanted to, you could add like a nice saying or word or something, but I'm not going to. So this is my card for week 2 of the Full Deck Challenge, year 4, and then this is the bigger one. They're pretty similar. In any case, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.